You know, we looked everywhere, and when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere on the planet for a place that could be this beach that I imagined in my head, that had walls and a beautiful cove, and it seems like there must be some place like this, but there were certain restrictions, like there couldn't be any trees, there couldn't be any life near there. It has to be desolate, just beach and then a rock wall.
We started looking for two specific locations, one being a private, magical beach, and then the other being a spectacular resort. And both had to really, seduce our characters when they showed up, and they felt like they were somewhere special and had this really, this feeling of, euphoria. And so we looked all over the world, literally all over the world. In the Dominican Republic, we found El Valle, which is this beautiful cove.
The idea of an isolated beach with the weight of a wall containing our guests for the next couple hours became more interesting for us visually and story-wise. And the idea of a beach that when we walk out and when we reveal it is something that you want to be at. You want to, take your sandals off, take your shirt off, and jump in the water. What then has to happen quickly is that same thing that was inviting to you, it was important that it became the villain in the story as it progressed, as that's what's actually containing us on this beach.
It becomes very claustrophobic for these individuals on this beach, and you can see them panicking and they're trying to get out. There's no doors to leave, and that suffocation the audience feels. And what used to be beautiful now becomes oppressive and dangerous. The water, which looks so beautiful at first, just becomes death to you. That slow turn from something that was safe to something that's unsafe was a beautiful goal of ours in the movie.
Bringing old to life has been quite the process.
We literally did not have one more day on that beach. And then when we left, we had to go to the resort that was booked for that exact time because we had to take over that whole thing. There was no room for error at all. Even if it had rained one day.
We're gonna be facing high winds, high surf, high tides, and shifting sand.
It took months to build this wall, 24 feet high by 900 feet long, which is massive.
Oh, that was perfect timing. I'll never get it that perfect again.
Okay, cut down rehearsal, resetting, picture.
All right, picture, let's go.
There was probably a year of preparation for this movie, picking the location, figuring out how to do the process of aging, and what, should we do that CGI, should we do it real?
We were shooting old in the middle of the height of the pandemic, and we were forced to shoot it in the hurricane season in the Caribbean. You can't get insurance for COVID. You can't get insurance for hurricanes. This is insanity going to go shoot in there, because at any moment you could be shut down by a hurricane, let alone COVID.
When we got here, we cut a road into the beach, which didn't exist. We created a base camp, which didn't exist. And we started building the wall on a beach that had 100 feet of sand out in front of it at any given day.
We built the wall, and then a hurricane hit. We just decided to build it again, but build it back as far away we could get from the water and as close to the trees to protect it.
When you see the movie, it will be seamless between the organic real wall and our constructed wall.
Naaman did an incredible job building this wall on that beach. It looks absolutely real.
We knew day one when we scouted this beach that it was a protected preserve for two types of sea turtles. We had a local on our crew that was just in charge of staking out and making sure that not only us, didn't affect them, but the local dogs, the local people, the local tourists. And all we had to do was make sure that we knew where they were at. We knew that these huge turtles that are, 1 meter shells come up, they dig a huge hole, they lay their eggs. On their way out, they dig another hole as a decoy, and then they go off. They do this every year.
There's a lot of stray dogs in the Dominican.
What is the Dominican name for this stray dog?
We call them vira-latas. It's because they turn around trash cans looking for food scraps and stuff like that. And sometimes it had been a problem because they have actually walked into a take.
It did add, again, a sense of that this place was alive and we were lucky to be there.
This is Patricia. We gave her that name. As you might have seen, she's limping. So we're pitching in all to send her to the vet.
In fact, my assistant adopted one of those dogs. You have to shoot the beginning of the script in the morning, and the middle of the script in the middle of the day, and the end of the script at the end of the day, every day. And then on top of it, the hurricane season kept on taking the beach away, eating the beach away. We had to become experts in the motion of water and how many joules of energy are in waves. And we had to learn all of that to say, hey, at 2 p.m., we're gonna lose most of the beach as the high tide comes in. We have to get this scene and that scene done. There was no room for error at all. We shot this in a very specific amount of time, and we literally did not have one more day. That's how tight it was. The idea that we got to make this movie and tell this story was very precious to us.